So, a very good morning and a warm welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. All of you know that by now, at this point in time, all of you know that at 10 o'clock in the morning every day, we meet on this platform and we discuss different articles taken from different sources. So, we will continue the exercise. We will take up another article today and discuss it. And also, questions have been added. Questions have been added simply because as the exam draws closer, we should also focus our skills on how do we eliminate answer options, right? And by the way, this is something which all of you would have learned by now, that eliminating answer options is not rocket science. There is nothing like a specific step-by-step method. You have to follow simply two principles. One principle is that the answer should be according to the passage and it should be the answer to the question. So the question should logically, the answer option should logically address the demand of the question and should be correct as per the passage, right? This has an implication. What is the implication? The implication is that something which is partially true cannot be correct. So this principle can be used to eliminate a lot of answer options, right? So continuing with it, before we take up or before we look at the passage, let me quickly show you the entire YouTube schedule for the week. You can see that classes are all lined up, and you can see that these are all classes which are of a lot of help to you, right? And definitely, if you attend them regularly, it will definitely brush up your skills, the skills that you require for for cracking the exam, right? So let me show you the article today, and before I show you the article, right, let me tell you that the article is from the Guardian. It is not the full article but an excerpt of the article, right? So just 3-4 paragraphs. As you can see, the source is this, the Guardian, right? It is an article from 2019 November, in fact, if you know this, right? So 21st November 2019 ka article hai. The whole article is a little bit on the longer side. It's a little bit on the longer side. I have chosen only 3-4 paragraphs, right? And there are questions at the end of it, right? Now, some background, some explanation of background might be required, but as far as possible, try to go according to the context and try to understand what the author is saying according to the context, right? Now, wherever there is a certain problem in the background which needs to be plugged, that I will do, right? But as far as possible, use the context and try to understand what the author is trying to tell you, right? Let's see, this is the first slide, the first paragraph. Let's see. Implicit in this fixation with time is the thesis that the opportunity cost of, okay, what is fixation? Okay, I think I should give you 20-30 seconds to read this. Good morning, everybody. I hope all of you can read the article. As I was telling you, it is from the Guardian, not the complete article, around 3-4 paragraphs taken from it. Generally, that is what they do in the exams also. They do not take the full article. Full article would be very long. They will take out an excerpt, right? And the excerpt will be, will be something which will be 3-4 paragraphs, right? And they will make questions on it, right? So everybody is reading it, I hope. Okay, what is the meaning of fixation? Fixation is when you get obsessed, when you are too drawn, when you are focused too much on something, right? So fixation is almost like an obsession. Implicit is basically implied. So implicit in this fixation with time is the thesis. Thesis here is nothing else but a certain theory, right? Is the thesis that the opportunity cost of regular shopping is too high. What do you mean by opportunity cost? Anybody? What is the meaning of opportunity cost? Opportunity cost, in short, is when you do something, you lose out on certain things. So that is opportunity cost, right? Opportunity cost in the sense that whatever you lose, right? Whatever you could have got, which you did not, that is opportunity cost. Okay, all clear? Right. So, what is the author telling us here? This fixation with time. So, we're getting fixation means we are getting, obsessed with time. So, he is saying that people are now getting too finicky with time. Time bachana hai, time, we have to save time. In this particular thesis, right, a lot of people are, are looking at the opportunity cost of regular shopping, right? Regular shopping kya hota hai? When you go shopping, right, of course, you will lose many things. When you go shopping, you lose time, right? So what you lose, right, because of your let's say involvement in something is the opportunity cost, right? So if somebody asks you what are the opportunity cost of doing an MBA, there could be opportunity cost, right? If you are already working, right, you will not get a salary for 2 years, right, and upar say you will have to also pay fees, so that's an opportunity cost, right? So something that you lose out because of involvement in something is opportunity cost. Everybody got the point, I hope. So what is the author doing here, right? So he is telling us that most of us are getting obsessed with time, right? And we think of, we think that online shopping saves time. So what do, right? As our urban lives have become more pressed for time, we have diced our opportunity cost. Dicing basically means cutting or chopping into fine pieces, something which we do in cooking vegetables. जब हम खाना वगैरह बनाते हैं, तो when we cut vegetables, we dice it into small pieces. So dicing is cutting into small pieces. ठीक है, राइट? सो शिवानी, अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट इज एन इकोनॉमिक टर्म. हाँ, मतलब जनरलाइज भी कर सकते हैं. हियर ही इज यूजिंग इट इन अ जनरलाइज्ड वे, राइट? Normally, so in this paragraph, the structure is that we are hard pressed for time. Time सबके पास कम है, so we start calculating the opportunity cost if you go regular shopping, and we prefer online shopping, right? Because online shopping seems to save time. ठीक है, all clear everybody? Right. So he's saying we budget days or slabs of hours. We have come to rationing minutes. Right. So he's saying we normally we organize things in terms of days or hours, but we have now come to rationing minutes. ठीक है. So Raj, yes, dicing vegetable cutting में cube shape होता है, cube shape, but especially small ones. Here it basically means cutting into small pieces. ठीक है, all clear? So what is he saying here? He is telling us that we are getting obsessed with saving time. We always think of saving time even in minutes. Because of this, we have started preferring online shopping. We think that online shopping saves time, because regular shopping we have to spend time. ठीक है, right? All clear? Shall we look at the next slide? I hope everything is clear. Yes. Right. So first paragraph का structure समझो, next paragraph should become easy. Right. Everybody is clear with this, I hope. Shall we look at the next slide? Yes. Next slide is this. Now take some time to read, and and by the way, once you have read this paragraph, I will try to connect it to the previous paragraph. ठीक है, right? Let's see. Now you might wonder straight away, why does he say delivery schedules? Why does the author use the word delivery schedules here? Now, of course, what was the point in the first paragraph? He was telling us that because all of us lack time in the urban lifestyle, all of us want to save time, so we have preferred online shopping. So we have preferred online shopping over regular shopping. So this is delivery schedule is nothing else but delivery of things or goods that you buy online. So connected to this, right? Previous slide, he was saying we have started preferring online shopping because we think it saves time. That was the first paragraph. Now second paragraph is this. Let's read it. Right. Everybody has read it. Now in this paragraph, right, previous paragraph mein he was saying that we have started we have started liking online shopping, right? Then he tells you a reality here. Reality is that देखो, delivery schedules have shrunk in parallel. Delivery schedules of online shopping, they have also reduced. Right now, we reason. हम reasoning क्या करते हैं? You might require 12 minutes to go to a store and buy something. Right? We think we can save that 12 minutes of ours by ordering it online, though it may take 1 hour to reach us. So we think that we are saving 12 minutes of going to the store, right? But then that 12 minutes which we think we have saved, we squander them. Squander basically means waste. We waste them on Instagram. The internet promises us time, then takes it right back. This is the reality, right? Okay. Prachi, shrunk basically means, देखो, shrunk is the third form of shrink. Shrink क्या होता है? Reduce in size. Reduce. ठीक है, right? एक और मतलब होता है shrink as a noun. Shrink psychiatrist को भी बोलते हैं, but that is not relevant here. Shrink as a verb is nothing else but reduction in size. Everybody got the point, I hope. Right? Understood? Right. So what is he telling us here? He is telling us the reality. हमें लगता है कि online shopping या online order करके we are saving time, but then the time that we think we have spent, we have used it on the internet. So what is the point in saving it? Right, getting it. Now, do you sense an inkling as to what the author is going to do? He is going to criticize, he is going to look, if not to a great extent, he is going to look at some negatives of online shopping. Okay, right. So, yes, Mahima, it's an irony, right? And now from the two paragraphs we have read, what do we understand? We understand that the author is going to look at the negatives of online shopping. Negative already, start batana shuru kar diya. We think we have saved time, but then actually we wasted. So, negatives, negatives of online shopping is what the author is going to speak about. अब समझ में आ रहा है? So remember, for the last 3-4 days we have been focusing on looking at the structure of the passage. So that is what we need to also think of. So what do you expect? You expect the author to discuss the negatives of online ordering, online shopping. Right? We do it because we think we save time, but actually time जो हम वहां save करते हैं वो कहीं और use कर लेते हैं, so that means save नहीं हुआ. In short, he is going to criticize online shopping. Next passage is this, right? Yes, Vaibhav, meaning of squander means to waste, right? Especially wasting resources, money, time, right? All clear? This is the next slide. Now, before reading this slide, we have anticipated that the author is going to criticize online shopping. इस type का understanding is what you require even when you read the passages. ऐसे पढ़ोगे, everything will be very easy. ठीक है? Let's see. Right, everybody has read it, I hope. Yes, now, देखो. So, now he is telling you about the negatives, right? The disadvantages, the costs, right? The orders as in online. Here he is speaking about online orders. The online orders that we make, right? No, beyond the fees, we pay fees, of course, for delivery, but beyond that, they have costs. There are problems. What are they? Some of them we have recognized, and some are slowly starting to come to light. Come to light meaning we are getting aware of it. People are seeing it. People are recognizing it. So there are costs, and we are seeing it now. Right. One of the costs is that it takes a toll. When I say, a lot of attention has been paid to the toll that fulfilling our orders take upon workers. So take a toll basically means the impact, right? Especially having a negative impact. So suppose, let's say, if you if you sleep less, if you do not sleep enough, it will take a toll on your health, right? So taking a toll matlab the demand, the negative impact, right? Okay, so yes, a lot of attention has been paid on the, matlab he is telling you the negatives. क्या negatives है? fulfilling our orders has a lot of impact on the workers. He's saying ye negative to everybody knows, right? What is the other negative? The other negative is, the other cost is that when we purchase, hurtle basically means coming to us moving at a very fast speed. So the second cost of online ordering is that it creates a lot of pressure on infrastructure and on the companies, because you have to deliver them, right? And for delivering them you have to use transport, you have to use infrastructure, the company's infrastructure will have to be used, right? The whole city's infrastructure will have to be used, right? And so the customer is putting an enormous strain on the supply chain, right? Look at this line, especially if you're ordering a thing in 5 different colors, trying them all and sending 4 of them back. So getting the point, right? ठीक है, right? देखो, toll is, देखो, this is an idiom. Pinky, it's an idiom. Take a toll on something या somebody. मतलब suppose I'll give you an example. अगर if you do not sleep enough, it will take a toll on your health. मतलब health में negative असर पड़ेगा. There will be a cost to your health. So he's telling you the orders that we make, right? It has a negative impact on the workers. वो तो हमें पता है. The other thing, the other negative is that there's a lot of pressure on the infrastructure also. Why? Because we order things and the orders hurtle. Hurtle means traveling at a very fast, at a very high speed. So they reach us. So of course, while reaching, lot of infrastructure will have to be used. Transport, roads, right? Bicycles, yeah, motors, whatever, you will have to be used a lot, right? And especially if you're ordering something in 5 different colors and sending 4 of them back. This is also one, this is a reality. You order many things, right? And you send so many things back. That means the person who has been traveling, the infrastructure that has been used, right, while delivering it to you is not properly, it has been wasted. Getting it? Everybody understood the point now? Right. Shall we change the slide? All understood, I hope? Yes. Right. Now, this is the last slide. Okay. So, before we read this slide, right, everybody understood now. What was the author doing? He was telling us about the negatives, the pressures, the problems, the impacts of online shopping, right? First 2 slides may he did not make it very clear. He was only giving us how we have started liking online shopping. Then he tells us there are many pressures, right? One of the pressures is to the workers, right, and to the warehouses, but also there is pressure on the infrastructure, right? Because there's a lot of strain on the entire transportation, the entire supply chain, because many people are ordering many things and not buying all of them also, right? Yes, correct, right? So now this is the last slide that we need to read, right? There may not be many words. Important thing is to understand what the author is saying here. Let's see. Okay, everybody is read it, I hope. There's a very important change or an important idea, important shift in the ideas which we should be noticing. So how the pressures of home delivery reorder the world. Reorder basically means change or shape, right? Giving it a new shape, giving it a new look, or giving it a new. Reorder is फिर से order करना, so restructuring, right? So it is understood through the last mile. What is the last mile? The last mile is the final leg of delivery. It may not be exactly a mile, but it is basically the last line, last leg of delivery. The last mile obsesses the delivery industry. So the delivery industry is obsessed with this last mile, matlab the last lap of delivery, right? It may be more than a mile, but the important thing is the last point of delivery. Now, next line, if you notice, no one in the day-to-day hustle of e-commerce, right, talks very seriously about the kind of trial balloon gimmicks that claim to revolutionize the last mile deliveries by drones, parachutes, and autonomous vehicles, robots on sidewalks, right? What is the relevance of this? देखो, he is telling us here that many of us, there is in fact एक illusion है, there is a galat fahmi that last mile में there are many new things which are tried, like delivery by drone, parachute, automobiles, right? Autonomous vehicles, right? Robots, right? He says these are all trial balloon gimmicks. In the reality, the real industry do not focus on this, right? ट्रायल बलून गिमिक क्या है? गिमिक मतलब ऐसे ही शो के लिए, दिखावे के लिए, राइट? सो in the last mile, nobody speaks about, in the last mile, in the real industry, nobody speaks about delivering by drones, robots. ये सब बकवास है. Instead, what is the basic issue that they face? The basic issue that they face is how things like how to best pack a box, how to beat traffic, right? What to do when no one rings the bell and no one is home, what to do when forest is in home delivery, the last mile has become the most expensive and difficult mile of all. So he's telling you the difference between the reality and the perception of last mile. People believe that there are new things being tried, delivery by drones, etc., high tech. He says वो सब कुछ नहीं है. In reality, the real people involved are worried more about small things like कैसे packing करे, traffic को कैसे beat करे, right? And when nobody is home, what to do, right? So these are the things. ठीक है. Gimmick क्या होता है? Gimmick basically means दिखावा, झूठ मूठ का show, something that is done simply to show, right? So for example, if you indulge in gimmicks, right? Politicians indulge in gimmicks, मतलब झूठ मूठ का. ठीक है. एवरीबॉडी इज रेड इट, आई होप. सबको समझ में आया? ऑल गॉट द पॉइंट, आई होप. राइट. नाउ लेट्स ट्राई टू आंसर द क्वेश्चंस. देयर आर सम 3-4 क्वेश्चंस आल्सो. वैभव, वेंडेटा थोड़ा डिफरेंट है. देखो, वेंडेटा इज बेसिकली डन विद द मोटिव टू रिवेंज. ठीक है. अ गिमिक इज शो. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल पॉलिटिशियंस जो है वोट पाने के लिए क्या करते हैं? कुछ झूठ मूठ का कुछ भी करते हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड अ गिमिक. अ सेल्समैन मे समटाइम्स यूज गिमिक्स टू सेल हिज गुड्स, राइट? मतलब झूठ मूठ का things which are done simply to grab people's attention, things which are done simply to show off. ठीक है, right? Mahima, what is the last mile? The last mile is when I order online, right? The last leg of delivery. वो factory से आएगा pack होके, right? So then the last person to deliver it, the courier, right? For example, he says from say Bhiwandi to a flat in Bandra in the final leg that a parcel travels, the final leg. ठीक है, that is the last line. Suppose you order something from Amazon. ठीक है, you order an iPhone, वो फैक्ट्री से आएगा, फैक्ट्री से पैक होके आएगा, it will come to a courier delivery service. courier delivery service से मेरे घर तक पहुंचना, that is called the last mile. ठीक है, all clear everybody? ठीक है, right? Shall we look at the questions? चलो, let's try the questions. According to the passage, which of the following actions can be rightly justified by the opportunity cost principle? Chavi, thank you. Welcome. You're coming back after 1 month, right? So we have been going ahead regularly. Anyway, let's see the question. What is the opportunity cost principle? In fact, this question can be answered if you know opportunity cost, right? What you lose out, right? I mean, opportunity cost principle is when you indulge in something, you lose out on something, right? So if you have to justify the actions, that means you're going to prevent the losses. ठीक है, right? Let's see what is the best answer. So, which of the following is justified by the opportunity cost principle? Meaning something which is reasonable when you look at that principle. Okay, what is the answer? Right. Let me, Ibrahim contractor thinks the answer is B, right? इसमें एक चीज मैं eliminate करके बताता हूँ बहुत easily so that you understand. Sapna utilizes the time that she spends in the cab, right, to everyday seeing memes that have the potential to grow viral. Is she really utilizing them? If you are, I mean, the time that she spends in the cab, right, Is she losing something? No, right? And is she doing something to make up for it? By looking at the memes, she is not utilizing it, she's only wasting it, right? So A is not the answer, right? So many people think the answer is सी ओके बी बहुत लोगों को भी लग रहा है बी में क्या प्रॉब्लम है देखो राजेश chose the profession of a traffic policeman over that of a regular policeman despite the former being more dangerous to his respiratory health देखो if you notice here he is choosing it despite being more dangerous. So it is not justified by opportunity cost. In fact, in B, the person is going against, the person is taking risks. Right. So B cannot be the answer. If you justify something by the opportunity cost principle, it means what you lose, you should make up for it somewhere. In B, Rajesh is prepared to lose. He is not going to make up. So B is not the answer. Okay. Now best answer is C because what is happening, right? Instead of keeping his beach shack is basically like a small shop, right? So in Goa in summer, right? Pratap closes it because in summer probably there may not be many visitors, right? So he opens a cafe in the hills, right, of Himachal Pradesh during this time. In summer when it is very hot, right, there will be no customers. So if he opens his shack in Goa, it will be running into losses. To make up for the losses, he opens it in a hill station where there could be tourists. So what he loses in Goa, he's trying to make up for it in Himachal Pradesh. So this is opportunity cost. Okay. Now some people are saying D also. D क्यों नहीं? Let's see. Compelled to quit her job because her mother was diagnosed with terminal cancer and needed some time to take for her. देखो here what opportunity cost is basically you indulging in something makes you lose something. What is it that Christine has lost? Compelled, she had no other choice. So did she do something to recompensate for the loss? No. So the best answer is C. हिमांशु व्हाई नॉट डी सबसे पहले अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट को समझो व्हाट इज अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट इज व्हेन यू डू समथिंग यू लूज समथिंग ठीक है सो इफ यू जस्टिफाई एन एक्शन by if you justify an action using that it means what you lost should be recompensated. Tell me in D what did Christine lose and what did she get in return? What did Christine lose? Nothing. She was compelled, so there's nothing like a loss or there's nothing like a gain that she's making. She had no other way, right? She had no other job, she had no other option, so there is nothing like a recompensation for what she lost. Okay, everybody's understood, right? Okay, Himanshu, she is losing her job. Acha, so what is she doing to get back in return? She's not getting anything back in return na, right? I mean it's a compulsion, uske paas koi choice hai hi nahi, so it does not justify the opportunity cost principle. It is something which is done because of majburi. ठीक है. In C, if you compare the step that the person Pratap has taken up, right, it is going to help him recover from the loss. So that is what is the case. Okay, so everybody got it. I think D, there is no choice, so it does not justify. It is not justified by any principle. Okay, let's see next question. Sanket, thank you and a very happy Ganesh Chaturthi to everybody also. Right, so let's hope and pray that this auspicious occasion it brings good tidings for all of us, right? So next question is this: which of the following is not a correct inference from the given passage? Not a correct inference. Find out what is false. This is easy. I think everybody should be able to spot it the first moment. This is easy. Now, something which I always tell people is when you answer a question like this, do not try to prove every answer option. If you try to prove every answer option, it will take a lot of time. Something which is clearly wrong is the answer. ठीक है. Do not try to prove everything. वैसे prove करोगे तो अच्छा. If you notice what is the answer, nobody has answered so far, right? Okay, let me give you a clue, right? The home delivery online shopping industry, was the author giving the positives or the negatives of it in the passage? So Mohit is the first to reply. Mohit thinks the answer is A. What about others? Okay, so everybody is saying answer is A. Yes, A is not correct, right? We have become more efficient in managing our time. ये पॉजिटिव नहीं बता रहा. The author was telling us that हमें लगता है कि हमने टाइम बचा लिया, लेकिन we wasted. Does it not say in the beginning, right? We think that we have saved 12 minutes, right, by not going to the shop, but then we waste those 12 minutes right on the internet. What does it basically mean? It means we are not actually efficient. ठीक है? So he does not tell you any positive of the home delivery industry. So A is the answer. बाकी B, C and D confirm करने के लिए कर सकते हैं, लेकिन you don't need, if you're very sure about it, A is the answer. Now यहाँ पे he tells you one paragraph, right? He says there are some which have come to light. Third paragraph में he tells you there are certain. Do you want me to show it to you? Right. Look at this. He says there are costs and some are slowly starting to come to light. Matlab they are slowly, we are slowly we are realizing it, right? The shopper. So this is again something which is directly stated. So this cannot be the answer, right? The last mile is basically that, that it talks about in D. ठीक है? Okay. B. शिवानी, बी अभी जो मैंने दिखाया वही है. we have only now begun to realize the adverse negative effects of home delivery. There's a line where he tells you, na, देखो, beyond the fees we pay, our orders have costs, something that some that we have recognized and some that are slowly coming to light. मतलब home delivery system के negatives है, right? Some of them we know and some of them are slowly we are recognizing them. So that is what you find in B, right? We have only now begun to realize the adverse consequences of home delivery. Some of them we are beginning to realize it now. ठीक है? Clear है? Right. All clear, I hope? Yes. Now, next question is this. Trial ball gimmick. Right. So in the context of the passage, which of the following would be the most appropriate meaning of the term trial balloon gimmick? So what is a trial? Trial balloon gimmick. Remember, where does he use trial balloon gimmick? Right. Those high-tech, high-funda things like using drones for delivery. Right. He says, right, there is, in reality, कुछ और है. Right. So what should be the answer? Okay. Garvit and Anusha saying answer is A. What about B? What is the problem with B? B गलत क्यों है? देखो, a measure that is innovative. This is straight away, it is not innovative. Trial ball gimmick, झूठ मूठ का दिखावा, right? झूठ मूठ का दिखावा, right? So a measure that is hyped a lot. Hyped means something that is exaggerated, right? Okay. Now, so what is the problem with B? The problem with B is, देखो, contrived measure, perfectly fine. A contrived means something that is manufactured, right? So contrive, when you contrive to do something, you design it purposely. So contrive में कोई problem नहीं है. The problem is it meant to coax people to buy? This is the problem. The problem with B is this, right? Now, coax basically means to try to flatter, झूठ मूठ के मीठी मीठी बातें, using sweet words, using sweet actions to try to make people do something. That is called coaxing. So the problem with B is trial balloon gimmick. Is it meant to make people buy? No, वो तो लोगों की fantasy है, लोगों को लगता है, right? Does it mean that is done by, so in the real industry does not think about it? So that means the problem with B is this. Everybody got the point? Right. Now, Vaibhav, the problem with D is it's a false move, I agree, that comes at an exorbitant cost. Does it? So this is the problem. The price. Do we know about the price? No. Right. It is not the price. Trial balloon gimmick मतलब झूठ मूठ का हाई फंडा लगने वाला बट फैंटेसी है बस. ठीक है, राइट. सो एवरीबॉडी इज क्लियर. सो डी में भी, सो दिस इज व्हाट वी डू टू फाइंड द करेक्ट आंसर. फाइंड व्हाट इज रॉन्ग. सो बी में क्या है? coaxing people to buy, exorbitant cost, innovative. I've eliminated and I found the answer also. ठीक है, राइट. ऑल क्लियर. शिवानी, कंट्राइव्ड मतलब जबरदस्ती का मैन्युफैक्चर किया हुआ, राइट. सो अ कंट्राइव्ड स्माइल मतलब स्माइल करने का मन नहीं है, जब मजबूरी में करना पड़ना, दैट इज कॉल्ड contrived, right? So something that is made up, something that is not real, right? That is called contrived. ठीक है, right? कन्हैया, exorbitant means very high price, exorbitant cost मतलब at a very high price. ठीक है. गर्वित, इनोवेटिव पॉजिटिव बिल्कुल नहीं है, राइट. ही सेज रियलिटी तो है ही नहीं ना. रियलिटी में क्या होता है? द पीपल हु डिलीवर दे डू नॉट टॉक अबाउट दिस. वो हम ही है जो हमें लगता है कि यही हो रहा है. ठीक है. इफ यू रीड द पैसेज, राइट, दैट इज व्हाट वी डिड. ठीक है. ऑल क्लियर? आई होप. दिस इज द लास्ट क्वेश्चन, राइट. ऑल क्लियर. Which of the following statements is the author most likely to agree with? Let's see. Which of the following statements is the author most likely to agree with? हाँ, मोहित, कंट्राइव मतलब जो रियली या नेचुरली नहीं होता, इट इज डन पर्पसली. ठीक है, राइट. सो कंट्राइव्ड मतलब समथिंग दैट इज डन पर्पसली, राइट. समथिंग दैट इज मैन्युफैक्चर्ड, दैट इज मेड. निकिता, कंट्राइव द कस्टमाइज प्रोडक्ट. देखो, कंट्राइव द कस्टमाइज प्रोडक्ट, कंट्राइव इज अ स्लाइटली नेगेटिव सेंस. ठीक है, इन अ स्लाइटली नेगेटिव सेंस. कस्टमाइज प्रोडक्ट, देयर इज नथिंग नेगेटिव अबाउट इट. आई विल गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, राइट. अ कंट्राइव, देखो मतलब कंट्राइव मतलब रियली है नहीं, राइट, बट यू हैव समहाउ कुछ ना कुछ करके कर दिया. ठीक है. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, ही कंट्राइव्ड एटीट्यूड मतलब एटीट्यूड रियली है नहीं, लेकिन कुछ ना कुछ करके प्रेजेंट कर दिया, दैट इज कॉल्ड कंट्राइव्ड. ठीक है. सो कस्टमाइज इज समथिंग व्हिच इज व्हिच इज डिफरेंट. ठीक है, राइट. सो इफ यू से कंट्राइव द प्रोडक्ट मतलब रियली रिक्वायरमेंट है नहीं, जबरदस्ती बना दिया, दैट इज व्हाट इट मीन. ठीक है. व्हाट इज द बेस्ट आंसर? ओके, व्हाट इज द ऑथर लाइकली टू अग्री विद? ओके, बी. ओके. Is it B? Everybody is answering B. Everybody is answering B. Are you sure it is B? This is a positive. Does the author tell you a positive? The freedom to make choices since they can order. This is a positive. Does the author speak about the positive? No. So B को eliminate कर दो. ये mentioned जरूर है, but remember here the author was sarcastic. He is saying 5 चीजें ऑर्डर करोगे, 4 रिटर्न करोगे तो बहुत स्ट्रेन होता है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में. So he is not mentioning it as a positive. He is mentioning it as something which which creates a strain. Remember, right? You order 5 things and you send back 4 things. So it is not about freedom. It is basically misuse of freedom. Or rather, because of that, you cause a lot of strain on the infrastructure. So B is not the answer. Now nobody is. Nobody. Best answer is D. Best answer is D. Best answer is D. देखो, the application of technology to solve problems of last mile is changing the innovation landscape. No, is it the landscape? No. Look at the last part. I'll tell you why it is. No, that means you did not. Most of you, in the industry, what is happening? Right. What is happening? देखो, it claims to revolutionize the last mile, right? It claims to, but in reality, what is happening? The most pressing problems are like basic, no concept, old school, right? So कोई change नहीं है, right? Now he says, देखो, look at this. As our purchases hurtle towards us in higher volumes and ever faster rates, they exert an unseen transformative pressure on infrastructure, on cities, on the companies themselves. putting a lot of strain on the supply chain. So when you order things, it puts a lot of pressure on the city, the infrastructure, on the supply chain. So what would that be? One must factor in the environmental cost and other cost in relation to our ecosystem. Ecosystem is where we live. Strain on the cities. So when you place orders, there are problems that we should look at. Okay, the best answer is D. ठीक है okay Mahima, why not A? Okay, online shopping and home delivery has robbed the people. Okay, people दो बार लिखा है, people of the time available to of them. Okay, एक बार बताओ, has online shopping taken away time? Has online shopping, has it taken away time? No, it has not. We think that online shopping helps us save time. सेव होता भी है, but we use it somewhere else. So is it online shopping that is wasting our time, or is it we ourselves who are wasting it somewhere else? Getting it? So if you notice, online shopping and home delivery has robbed people of the time. No, right? Time थोड़ा बहुत बचता है, that is there, right? But then the time that we save there, we ourselves use it somewhere else. So it is not online shopping that is robbing us. ठीक है, right? So is everybody's clear, I hope. So this is something which we have to be careful about. ठीक है, all clear, I hope. Now, so with that we come to the end of the session, and before we move ahead, or rather before we leave for today, right? These are some information which you already might be knowing, but just to again rejig your memory, right? So uh, these are the courses. If you look at, if you're preparing for different exams like this, you can think of taking up these courses. These are the teachers who take your classes, right? You know them very well by now. And the online classroom program for BYJU'S Exam Prep is divided into two, right? One for 2021, one for 2 years, right? And do not forget to take this test if you are preparing for Maharashtra CET. And last but not the least, do not forget to like, share, and let the word spread. So with that, we come to the end of the session. I'll meet you again tomorrow, same time, and we will take up another article and do an analysis. Right. So that's it, everybody. Thank you. Have a good day. See you again tomorrow at the same time.